Welcome to this segment of You'll Love Where We Take You. I'm Edie Bornstein, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Azamara Club Cruises. Today I'm taking you there from Ho Chi Minh City, also known as Saigon, Vietnam. I'm in front of the Cu Chi Tunnels, and this is just one of 187 ports in over 60 countries around the world that Azamara Club Cruises can take you to. Come cruise with us. Bon voyage! This Amazing Journey on Journey is for 17 nights, providing you with Asia in depth. We start out in Hong Kong and end up in Singapore. I'm here with our destination expert, Claudius Dosakal. Hi, Claudius.
Good evening, Edie.
Well, we begin in beautiful Hong Kong with an overnight. And I just love Hong Kong. There's so much to see and do there, including shop, shop, shop. And as well, there is that fabulous laser light show against all the backdrop of the beautiful Hong Kong architecture at night. But what do you like to see and do in Hong Kong that you can suggest for our guests to enjoy?
As you talked about the laser light show at about 8 o'clock in the evening, I think that's a wonderful thing to see, especially because from where our ship is docked at the ocean terminal on the southern tip of Kowloon, our guests are perfectly located to experience the show. And after that, I would suggest try the famous Peking duck in Hong Kong, which they make very, very well there. And then, of course, go shopping at the wonderful night market just a bit further up north in Kowloon.
Well, you know, shopping day or night works for me. That's my version of night touring. So then we continue on once we leave Hong Kong with an Amazing at-sea spa day before getting to Halong Bay, which is really en route to Hanoi, Vietnam. Can you tell us a little bit about what we do there on our overnight?
The wonderful thing about this itinerary is that we spend overnights, at least one overnight in all but one port, which allows a full in-depth exploration, just like, as you said, in Halong Bay, where we offer our clients a drive to Hanoi and the opportunity to spend the night in Hanoi. And what's so nice about Hanoi is that with the overnight, you get to experience a bit of that French colonial flavor, which very much still exists in the capital of Hanoi. And then also, because of our 2-day stay, you can also take a cruise in Halong to the wonderful islands on a Chinese junk, one of the most beautiful sites in all of Vietnam.
So when we leave Halong Bay and having visited Hanoi, we move on to Da Nang, and we're there for an overnight. What would you suggest our guests see and do there?
The day and a half can easily be spent, I would say the first afternoon, take a trip to the UNESCO Heritage Site of Hoi An, take a bicycle ride through this very typical Vietnamese village, take a snack of rice cake somewhere. And then the next day you have a choice to either visit the old imperial city of Hue on the Perfume River, or visit China Beach, or why not visit some of the marble factories by the Marble Mountains for a little souvenir.
Wonderful. Then after another at-sea day, spa day, we move on to Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon, where we do stay overnight. What would you suggest our guests see and do in Ho Chi Minh City?
First and foremost, I want to make sure that our guests know that we will be sailing up the Saigon River, about 33 nautical miles, and it's a wonderful experience and only possible on small ships such as ours. Once in Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon as it used to be known, my favorite things to do are a visit to the Cu Chi Tunnels just outside of Ho Chi Minh City, and in the evening I love to take a drink up on the rooftop bar of the Rex Hotel and maybe even stay for dinner.
Well, then from there we have another at-sea day before arriving in Bangkok, Thailand for 3 days, actually 2 overnights and 3 days. And you know what they say, a night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. Can only imagine what 2 nights there does. But what would you suggest our guests see and do in Bangkok?
I would say the first night our clients should really should consider an overnight trip to Angkor Wat, the famous temple site in Cambodia. Because of our long stay in Bangkok, you can not only see Angkor Wat, but you also get to have time to see Bangkok itself. And then the second night in Bangkok, I would recommend maybe a dinner on a rice barge cruise or one of the many famous Thai restaurants along the river.
After 2 nights and 3 days in Bangkok, we continue on to Koh Samui, Thailand. What would you suggest our guests see and do there?
I think Koh Samui is a perfect stop after the 3 days in the city of Bangkok, because Koh Samui is a wonderful Thai resort island with beaches, jungles, elephants. So it's a wonderful juxtaposition to Bangkok. And I would say probably going to the beach is one of my favorite things to do there, as I said, especially after Bangkok.
Lovely. Then after another at-sea spa day, we end up in Singapore with an overnight. Now, I love Singapore. It's such a cosmopolitan city. They consider themselves the Switzerland of Asia. It's a home of Raffles Hotel, where the original Singapore Sling cocktail was created, with all of that rich former British tradition. And they have a great new architecture there called the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, which is actually 3 high-rise buildings with sort of a surfboard at the top, the way the architecture looks, with an infinity pool up high, 50 stories in the sky. So I really enjoyed shopping and dining and gambling there. But what would you suggest our guests see and do in Singapore?
I agree with you. I think the Sand Hotel is definitely an architectural site to be seen. But I like especially the food scene there, because in Singapore, as you know, Edie, you get to, it's a blend of all the Asian cuisines, all the way from India to the west, to China to the north, Malay, Indonesian. Some of the best foods you can actually have at the food stalls that are very clean, very safe to eat. You see people, normal people there, everyday people in the food court. The other thing to do is a visit to the zoo at night is very, very special, something very unique. They have a very special program that highlights the zoo and the gardens at night.
Well, you're able to do that on Azamara Club Cruises, because our key brand differentiator of destination immersion with longer stays, more overnights, allows for night touring. So whether you cruise on this Amazing itinerary or any of the other wonderful itineraries Azamara Club Cruises takes you to, for sure you'll love where we take you.